Hi, everyone. Welcome. My name is Krishan Murphy Spackman, and I am here on behalf of PBisLife. And I am super excited to bring you our second guest of our video podcast series. She's right here from the Virginia area, and many of you probably are familiar with her name. And if not, watch out. She's on the path. So without further ado, I want to introduce Alix Truong, and I'm going to have her actually kick us off with a little bit of background about herself. Welcome, Alix.
Thank you for having me. My name is Alex. I am from Northern Virginia. I'm a sophomore in high school and I just turned 16 years old.
Wow. So now you're driving yourself to pickleball tournaments.
I can.
Fantastic. So let me ask you this, Alix. How did you get into pickleball? You're only 16 years old.
Yeah, this is quite a bit of a story time actually. I'm pretty sure one of our tennis family friends introduced us to pickleball around fall of 2018.
Okay.
Since then, we played a league, a local league. It's called Legend Sports Leagues. I played a couple seasons here and there with them and still play their tournaments. However, I did not get serious into pickleball until around February of last year.
Oh, wow. So we're just talking about what? You're coming on, well, you just hit a year then
Yes,
of some
almost, yeah,
serious pickleball.
for sure, yeah.
Wow.
I played my first local tournament towards the end of February of last year, yeah.
Fantastic. Well, happy anniversary to your seriousness in pickleball. Fantastic.
Thank you.
So, so let me ask you, I can tell by the smile on your face. So what made you fall in love with pickleball? What do you love about it?
Oh man, it's got to be the two major things. It's the game itself, and I really love the community. I'll start out with the game. I love how it's so strategic. You got to be smart on that court. Just how the fact that I'm coming from a tennis background,
Hmm.
it's just a lighter touch, and it's that nice stroke through the paddle. It's something that I love so much, and I like the sound of the ball. I think it's an interesting game, honestly. Second, like I said, the community. I've met so many friendly faces on the court, off the court, just playing in tournaments and seeing like the people root for you on the side, cheering you on. I love that feeling. I think it's so heartwarming. Um, my whole family plays, right? So it's a sport for people of all ages. Family friendly activity. That's what I love.
No, I'm with you. I call it a generational sport.
Yes,
Grandparents can
yes,
play with grandkids. It's
right,
like any age, any gender, any
right.
ability, they can get on the court and have some fun. So, and you're right. It's definitely that touch is something else. And by all means, I've seen you play several times, both live and on Facebook Live. And I think you've definitely mastered it beyond 1 year of playing, if I may say so myself. So, thank you for sharing that. You
Yeah.
mentioned you're a high schooler. You're
Yes.
16, you're in high school, you're playing pickleball. You mentioned playing seriously, and in fact, you play in a lot of tournaments. So how in the world are you able to balance school and playing pickleball and touring with pickleball?
It's definitely difficult for sure. However, I think what an aspect of it is this past year how COVID-19 happened and
Mm.
everything, how we got out of school. Recently, I've been just grabbing my computer and hopping in the car or just doing my assignments online whenever I can in the car at practice. Um, let's see. I came back from Florida recently from the Punta Gorda Open. I did
Mhm.
had to like log into my classes right before my matches and meet with my teachers right after. It's a struggle sometimes, but I feel like I'm such a perfectionist when it comes to school that I have to get everything done, and so school is what pushes me in pickleball. If I don't do good in school, I won't be able to continue to play pickleball. So that's definitely something that's always in the back of my head.
That sounds like something maybe a parent has talked to you
Oh,
about.
definitely, for
If you don't
sure.
do well in
No,
school, you don't play pickle. That
yeah,
sounds like something I've said to my kid as well. Well, that's fascinating, and that does have to be a lot. And I can't even imagine thinking about like math and then going onto the court.
yeah,
Other than if I'm
yeah.
calculating angles on my shot, maybe I'm not that. I can't do it that well though. So let me ask you this. You know, we talked about you just came back from the Open in Florida, and you're played in some Legends and some other tournaments all around, at least up and down the East Coast. Um, Given that most of the players tend to be maybe a couple years older than you. Do you find it, how do you find places to play or people to play against? And do you find it difficult in terms of playing with youth versus playing with adults?
Um, in my opinion, I wouldn't say so. It's not that difficult. No. Everybody in my area is so welcoming, and it when I step on that court, I'm just there to play pickleball, and it doesn't seem like age is just a number to everybody. And sure, some people don't like being beat up by a little kid, but um, it's really my only option, just to play with the adults. I really wish that some juniors would hop onto the circuit in my area, but I like playing with the adults. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, I bet. I bet. I've seen you beat up on a couple of adults, so I'm sure they go home and say, "Gosh, I wish I could have started playing when I was younger." I think that's such a tremendous advantage, and I'm really glad to see youth. And I agree with you. We could really use a lot more youth getting out there
Yeah,
and spread the word. So, and you're a great ambassador and a great representation of that.
thank you.
So. Um, and you mentioned playing, the community and your family playing. Tell us a little bit about who your mixed partner is.
So, my mixed partner is my dad for probably 98% of the tournaments that I play in. Um, I like playing with my dad, honestly. I think it's kind of cool. We did a lot of bonding over the past year because of it. He yells at me on the court, I yell at him on the court, and people tend to comment about that a lot. Um, but I think it's something that only we would do. It's not some I would never yell at somebody else on the court with me, but it's kind of just that father-daughter thing. But I think it's also cool because I've seen mother-daughter with Lee and Annalie Waters. We've seen
Right?
father-son Rossi and William Sobek. I've also seen mother and son, but I don't think I've seen a father and daughter combo yet.
Oh, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. You're paving the path yet in another way in the
Trying to.
sport. That is fantastic. So when you get off the court, can you still yell at each other, or does it kind of go back to maybe dad, daughter? You
Um,
don't have to answer that.
I don't know. It's the car rides. The car rides there are definitely some conflicts, but we practice together every day, and we'll give each other some tips here and there because we're at the same level. So it's not like any of us are towering over the other.
Right. Well, it's a lot of fun to watch you guys,
Thank you,
and you
thank
kind
you.
of forget he actually looks really young.
People think that
So
he's my
it
brother. Yeah.
exactly, exactly. It's fantastic. Well, I think it's kind of fun that you get to yell at your father. Not all families get to do that. So when we talk about the youth of the game, and we talk about traveling in tournaments, what are you seeing out there when you go to more and more tournaments? I know it's you've been most active in the last year. Are you seeing more youth out there now? And what do you wish for in terms of the game and the youth?
So, currently in the Northern Virginia area, I really haven't seen many junior players come out. It's really just my brother and I. I have a friend who lives probably a couple minutes down the street, and we tend to drag him out to some pickup play here and there. There are I wouldn't consider them juniors because they aren't under 18, but a lot of college students are starting to come out with
Okay.
their little siblings. In the Richmond area, I was playing in the Richmond Classic Pickleball back in October, and
Hmm.
as soon as that tournament was over, I saw some kids on the courts just hitting around for fun, which I thought was super awesome. Um, Also in October, I traveled to the West Coast to play in the Great Salt Lake Classic, and in my opinion, hands down, Utah is the junior state of pickleball. Their junior
Oh
community
wow.
is huge. I've never seen anything like it. They've got the JPO program, the Junior Pickleball Organization, ran by pro pickleball player Tyler Long. Um, Utah in general, the community is huge, but I've got a lot of friends over there playing pickleball, ages probably starting from like 7 years old up
Wow.
to 25. That young age gap. Also in Florida, I met some kids down there. Yeah, those are the two states that I think have the best junior programs, and I hope to see that come to Virginia sometime soon. Hopefully, I can get involved in something and get some kids out.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I don't remember if it was Pickleboo, but I think it was. I think local guy that it goes by the name of Smitty, and then of
Yes,
course Jay Hall
yes.
from Pickleball Farm. I think they teamed up and they held
A junior clinic.
some
Yeah,
youth pickleball clinics during that tournament, and that's
for
fantastic.
sure.
We hope to have Jay Hall actually. And I'm giving away. Now I can't put a hint on my Facebook page for you to guess one of the guests coming up, but I'll have
Awesome.
to come up with a hard hint so it's not a dead giveaway. But we're talking with Jay, so hopefully he's going to be joining us as
Nice.
well. So that's fantastic. What did that make you feel like? I mean, you kind of talked a little about that when you say you went to U-Haul and your eyes kind of were like, oh my God, it was so big there for the youth.
Yeah.
You know, is that, I assume that's just like really inspiring
Oh, yeah.
to see?
For sure. So,
Yeah.
I just didn't know how big of pickleball it was over there to begin with, junior or not. I felt like I could fit in more with the kids. I met the
Uh-huh.
Klein brothers, Kale and Tate. They're
Hmm.
very big players over there. I got to play a few like exhibition matches after the Great Salt Lake Classic, and it was just so nice being able to like bond with them, talk about how school is or just the pickleball game, anything really. It's just so nice just to meet new kids, and yeah, I really like it.
Well, it sounds really refreshing. You know, in Virginia, I'm in Virginia as well, here in the Richmond area. And, you know, it's just growing leaps and bounds. When I started 2.5 years ago, I think, playing around with this paddle and this ball,
Mhm.
we had maybe, I don't know, two locations for courts, and now they're just popping up
Oh yeah,
everywhere.
for
So
sure.
I can't imagine going to a Utah or West Coast in
Oh yeah.
general, Arizona,
Mhm.
California, so huge out there.
Definitely agree.
So yeah, that's fantastic. Um, let's just talk little bit about before we kind of wrap up. Again, you have a lot of your life ahead of you, right? 16
Yeah.
years of age. You're so lucky to get into sport so young. I say that because at my old age, I sure wish I had a lot of more years ahead of me to play the sport. Um, what kind of goals? What do you see for yourself? Tell the people where do you want to be looking forward in your pickleball career?
Oh wow, that's a tough question. So at the Punta Gorda Open, I just hit the pro circuit, women's pro. I didn't do so well, but that's okay because that's just the start for me. I'm hoping to make a couple more appearances at the larger tournaments, hoping to qualify for nationals this year in maybe the higher level of play. I don't know. I definitely want to find a woman's partner and be consistent with a partner because I feel like that's what all the
Hmm.
pros are doing now. They sign up with the same person for the whole year, but not only women's but mixed for sure. I'm not sure if I'll stick with my dad throughout that just because there's so much controversy, but yeah, I'd love to make it consistently on that pro circuit. I'm also hoping to get IPTPA certified to
Oh,
become
good.
a coach for Onyx Pickleball.
Yeah.
And I'm actually trying to collab right now with Onyx junior player Wyatt Stone down in Texas, so we can do a couple of clinics together or just partnering up together for future events.
Wow. Well, I would say for that being a difficult question, you sure have some great aspirations. No doubt in my mind, you will obtain all of those. And I bet there's some you haven't even thought of that when you look back 10, 20, 30 years from now, there's going to be your name and you're going to have accomplished so many
I
things.
sure hope
Um,
so.
you know, your spirit is so uplifting. You're fun. You're energetic. So no doubt that that's quite a contagious personality that you bring to the court, on and off the court.
Thank you.
Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, they're watching this. I got to tell you, don't misunderstand me. She's fun. She's funny. Got great spirit, great energy. But when she's on the court, it's all business, just like she said
For
earlier
sure.
today. So, well, hey, as we sign off, I just want to say, first of all, thank you so much for giving us some time
Thank
today.
you.
I know, just as a little teaser, Alex and I have some plans ourselves, hopefully with this video podcast going forward. So watch out for that. And how about a shout out to a couple of your sponsors?
Oh, okay. I am sponsored by Onyx Pickleball. Paddles, balls, get your gear right there. I'm also sponsored by Kitsch Pickleball, the best apparel company in the game. You can get outerwear or some sweatshirts, anything you want for your on or off the court needs. I'm also an ambassador for Jigsaw Health Pickleball. You can use code TRUONG, that is TRUONG 10 for $10 off.
Fantastic. Look at that. See, you're already paving the way and making discounts happen, making things happen in the pickleball world. Well, hey, Alix, once again, thank you so much. I know you got some studying to do.
I do.
Take it easy on Dad on the court. Congratulations on your recent 16th birthday.
Thank you.
And I know we'll see you soon, both on the court and back in our studio as well.
Awesome.
Thank you so much,
No,
Alix.
yeah, thank you so much for having me.
You bet. We'll see you on the courts.